I'm not gonna say I'm frustrated, but this is like my 1000th time trying to make this video. My phone keeps sliding. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna try my best to do it. Well, my name is Darian Michelle Barron. Recently I was hospitalized in a mental hospital. I was diagnosed with having schizophrenia. I know I look fine. To most people, I guess I am fine. Inside, I don't feel fine. So I've decided to make video diaries instead of writing them down. I used to write, but I'm not as into it. My mind kind of gets distracted and gets spaced. I try to write music. I love to sing. I would love to be a singer one day, but the same thing. I can't seem to focus too long on one thing now. I'm going to read some symptoms of being schizophrenic. I know some people, if you are aware of them, then you already know. But if you do not, well, if you're not aware, then you don't know. But we're going to go ahead and read some symptoms and, of them, of having schizophrenic. It says schizophrenia is a chronic brain disorder that affects approximately 2.4 million American adults and 0.9% of the world's population. Research suggests that men and women are at equal risk of developing the disease, which occurs in a similar rates in all ethnic groups around the world. Bear with me. At this time, no one knows exactly what causes the condition or why schizophrenia affects some people and not others. It's important to understand that it's not your fault that you have schizophrenia. No one is to blame and there's nothing you did to cause it. Studies show that schizophrenia may be caused by an imbalance of chemicals in the brain. Scientists believe that schizophrenia, like other conditions, may result from a combination of genetic and environmental factors. Symptoms of schizophrenia. I'm going to read that. It says positive symptoms: feelings or behaviors that are usually not present, such as believing that what other people are saying is not true, delusions; hearing, seeing, tasting, feeling, or smelling something that others do not experience, hallucinations; disorganized speech and behavior. I'm gonna stop. Believing what other people are saying is not true. Have hearing, seeing, tasting, feeling, or smelling things that others do not experience, hallucinations. I would say that's what got me into the hospital, because I was hearing voices. I was reading the Bible one day, and I felt as if God was telling me that my family was evil. So I called them out on it. Recently, me and my ex broken up because I was having some issues within myself. I would get angry a lot. I would accuse him of things that he wasn't doing. I would have dreams and I would believe my dreams, and I would blame him for them. I would blame him that I was having dreams because he was doing things he shouldn't be doing. Well, that put a strain on our relationship, and so we broke up. We had broken up many different times, and we gotten together like maybe 5 or 6 times. I know, doesn't make any sense, but he dealt with it. And until this last time, he couldn't deal with it anymore. So he told me that I needed to go home to my mom and ask her what was wrong with me and try to figure out, why I was behaving this way. Maybe it had something to do with home. Maybe. Well, so I moved back in with my mother, me and my 2-year-old daughter, and everything was going fine. This was during the Hurricane Harvey. I had got there like right before the hurricane had come. I had been there like 2 days in the hurricane. That's when the hurricane had came, and I was there after the hurricane. However, I wouldn't say we were not affected. Nothing in the house got flooded really bad. Water came in, but nothing was damaged to the point to where we had to evacuate or throw our furniture and things away. So I wasn't affected by Hurricane Harvey as others may have been. It was after the hurricane where I started asking my mother questions about my childhood and, just trying to see, my background. Why am I the way that I am? I'm very, well, just emotional. I'm emotional wreck sometimes. I have a hard time making decisions for myself. I have a hard time thinking. Sometimes when I speak, it doesn't make any sense. I get angry a lot, sometimes for no reason. And I have these outbursts. I just wanted to know, did it have anything? I just was trying to figure out why. So I went to my mother and I started, she was at work. And I started texting her things, just horrible things like, are you a witch? Did I have a spell on me? Was bad things happening to me as a child? Just all kinds of things that I, to be honest, can't even remember what I was saying, but I just know they were horrible things. I blamed her and my mother. Well, not my mother. She's my mother. I blame my grandmother for my sister dying. It was many different stories that I heard about her death and how she died. One story I heard, and I'm not gonna go into details about that, but it was just many different stories that I heard about how she died. She was 6 months old when she died, and I felt as if my grandmother had something to do with it. My grandmother is very upset with me. A lot of my family members are upset with me and want nothing to do with me right now. Anyways, the first time she sent me, it was like the beginning of October of this year, 2017. And I was in there for 9 days. I felt as if I shouldn't have been in there, but it kind of reminded me of being there as a child. I was hospitalized 3 different times as a child in a mental hospital. My mother said because I said she wasn't my mom, I accused saying that I was going to kill her. I was going to kill my sisters. I tried to commit suicide many different times. Me and my brother, we almost got into a fight behind my mom because I just was acting out. I felt as if I didn't belong. I felt as if I was in the wrong family. Like I was just this adopted child. Like I didn't fit in. I felt like I just didn't belong there. And I didn't understand why I would get so angry. I would stomp, I would throw fits, I would run away from home. I remember this one time I stayed at my friend's house because I didn't want to go to school because I felt like people was making fun of me. I felt like the whole world was against me. Just all kinds of things. Just like within myself, I was just like having problems. So I was hospitalized the last time at 16. They diagnosed me with being bipolar. I kind of didn't agree with it. I guess I didn't understand it very well. Like, this problem, I just felt like all I wanted to do was just have a stable home. We moved around a lot. I just wanted to be able to sit down and be able to communicate with my mother and just have just loving family. And not to say it wasn't. My mother tried her best. She did. I give her that. But it was very hard trying to communicate with her, and I didn't have that. I didn't have a stable home where you have 2 parents and living and growing up. No, we went through a hell of a lot growing up. We moved around so much. I'm not blaming her. Well, I guess I was. But slowly starting to realize that, you are who you are. My mother had a hard time growing up with my grandmother. She didn't have a very stable home herself, so she did what she knew. It just bothered me because I felt like out of all my brothers and sisters, I was the one that took the effects. I took it and it hit me pretty hard. I don't want to get into details about that because I love my mother, and like I said, she was a good mom, and I felt like she did do her best. It's just a lot of things I felt like she could have done better, but how they say there's no book on how to raise your kids. Well, anyways, I went off on them and I started saying that they were evil, and I believed that they were all trying to gang up on me, just saying things that were getting under my skin, saying things that to make fun of me, to make fun of me, and that wasn't the case. I'm gonna read some more. Negative symptoms. It says a lack of feelings or behaviors that are usually present, such as losing interest in everyday activities like bathing, grooming, or getting dressed. Feeling out of touch with other people, family, or friends. Lack of feeling or emotions, empathy. Having little emotion or inappropriate feelings in certain situations. Having less ability to experience pleasure. The first one, losing interest in everyday activities like bathing, grooming, or getting dressed. I sometimes feel like I can't do it. Like, I just want to give up. And I know to a lot of people, they feel like, or look at me like, girl, come on now, you have common sense and you should be able to do these things. But in actuality, it's like something isn't right within my head. Something is not right. And I try to think past it. I try to get past it because I want to feel normal. But I feel as if I'm not normal. I look fine. I look like I don't have no illness. But to be honest, I do. And I don't understand it very well. Since I was hospitalized in October, where are we at? October, November. We're in November now. I went to my first appointment to see my doctor, and they made me another appointment so I can start seeing a therapist. Well, I'm on this shot called an Invega shot. I feel as if while being on the shot, it has caused me a lot of pain and grief. Why? Because before I found out that I was schizophrenic or was taking medicine, I didn't have as many fears as I have now. Now I'm fearful of everything. I'm fearful of driving. I'm fearful of just like, I feel like if I get in my own apartment, I can't live by myself. I don't know how to pick out furniture. I know that sounds funny. I know that sounds very funny, but it's not. It's just, it hurts and it bothers me because everybody around me is living their normal lives, and it's like, well, it's not hard to do it. I keep hearing, but it's just like, why does it seem so hard to me? I don't understand that. I got transferred. I moved, so I got transferred everything to where I am now, and I have an appointment on the 29th to go and see my doctor again to get reinstated. Hopefully, well, not hopefully, but they're gonna give me a not a caseworker, I guess a caseworker, so I can see my therapist and be able to take my medications where I am now. My living situations. When I was out of the hospital, when I got out of St. Joseph's, I went to a group home. From the group home, my mother had my daughter the whole time. From the group home, I had nowhere else to go. I couldn't go back to live with my mom because she felt as if, I guess, well, her and her husband, they're newlyweds kind of, and I live in the house with them, and I guess by my first impression on her husband, they just don't want me back in the house. And so I didn't have anywhere else to go. I was thankful that I could move back in with my father's child's parents. Yeah. So I'm here in the room where me and my ex, we kind of made into a room. It was his room growing up, but we made it into our family room, and now has another girlfriend. He's out, doing him, and it's like, well, I'm just stuck here within myself, just not knowing what am I going to do next. And he wants me to, he is helping me a whole lot, and he wants me to be independent and be able to take care of my daughter on my own. And it's like, well, that's always what I wanted to do since I was a child. My mother struggled, and she had help from a lot of people. I never wanted that. I never wanted to have to depend on anybody. I've always wanted to just try and do things on my own. But that's not the way it's going right now. And I may not be making any sense. I feel like I'm not, but I'm scared. I just want people to be aware of mental health issues. People can look fine and feel fine and not be fine on the inside, going through things that people do not understand or are not aware of. And I don't fully know how to make people around me understand what I'm going through, because I can only say it from my mouth, but on the inside, I wish that people can be inside of my body and just like experience what Darian is going through and what, is going on. I'm terrified. I'm scared. I don't know if it's the medicine, like I was saying, that's making me this way. I haven't been thinking about suicides or anything, but I have been thinking about just walking out on my child and leaving her here with her grandparents, because her grandmother does a very good job. She's very opinionated. She's very strong-minded. She's very strong-willed. She does a very good job with raising my child. She's helping me potty train her now. Here and there I get jealous because I feel like that I've always wanted to do it on my own, but I can't do it on my own. I can't even live in my own apartment. Once I got out of the group home, my ex was going to help me get into an apartment. But I just can't live alone. I'm scared to live by myself because I feel as if I'm going to go crazy in an apartment. I feel like I just can't make the right decisions for myself. If I'm having a hard time trying to get myself ready for bed or in the morning fixing myself breakfast, how am I going to take care of my own child? So I'm here, and I'm thankful that I do have some help and the support that I do have. I'm very thankful for that. I guess I just, wanted to express myself to you guys and just make you guys aware that there are people out there who are going through things that you may not understand, but try to, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm looking for. I'm going to start making these videos almost every day, you guys, so you guys can see me and know that I'm fine and that I'm trying to do fine. The medicine, it helps. It does help. I'm not going to say that it doesn't, but it's just the new way that I'm feeling. Like I said, my fears of everything. I'm just kind of scared of a lot of different things, and I just don't understand why. I feel like I can't live a normal life, and I don't understand why. I guess I don't want to keep saying because I have schizophrenia. Maybe someone out there can understand what I'm going through, and maybe we can, have talk, and maybe I want to start this program called Schizophrenia Awareness, I guess. I don't have the money to do it or the willpower to do it right now, but like I said, I look fine. I appear fine to other people, but in the inside, I'm not. I'm not okay. I'm not. I'm not. So yeah. Like I said, I have a 2-year-old daughter, and she's very smart for her age, you guys. Like, she's very, very smart.
Mommy, you come in the living room because daddy wants you.
Okay. So her dad is here. We're going to go see her dad. So you guys, I will talk to you later.